Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. This is a video that I've been wanting to make for quite a while at this point, and believe me, it has been worth the wait. In this video, I'm going to be showing you something that I've been working on for the past very long time, actually, almost a year at this point. And because in this video, I'm going to be showing you an actual in production app that I have built. I know, right? I mean, it's just one of the craziest videos that I've been wanting to make for a long, long time at this point. So, in this video, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be walking you through what it is that I've made, why it is that I made it, and how I made it. Probably the three main important questions. So, yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to walk you through because I've, I see that a lot of people usually want to make apps and stuff, but it's a pretty vast and daunting process. When I actually got started with this app, it was pretty crazy trying to get some stuff to work. It took me weeks to debug some issues, and it was a very, very daunting process. Now, I won't be sharing the code with you because of the fact that there are certain things that could cause privacy issues to the users because there are certain API keys in my program that I can't really show it to you guys. So I won't be showing you any code, but I will be showing you the stack and the process. All right. So first off, what it is that I have made. So I've made an app known as Book Buddy. Now the reason why I made this app is pretty cool. So I mean, obviously from the name you can infer that this has to do something with books. And what it is it is a very simple app that solves a pretty cool problem, which is the fact that when you actually as a student pass out from one grade, so maybe you moved on from fifth grade to sixth grade, you're gonna have a bunch of books at your house, right? You're gonna have all your maths textbooks, your science, your physics, chemistry textbooks with you, and you have all those books, and you want to do something with them, right? You can't just keep them at your house because you have already gone through that material once. So you want to get, like, you don't just want to throw them away because, I mean, why would you want to do that? But you also can't just keep them with you because that's going to take up a lot of space. So usually, uh, in my school and basically every school that I know, what we do is we basically pass them on to someone of a lower grade, one grade lower than us usually. And what they do is we give them away for free, and what they'll do is they'll use it as a resource, and then they'll kind of repeat the process again and again and again. And that's really good because they, first off, they get access to all of these resources for free. And usually they will purchase their own set of books, but they will use this as a supplement because we'll always have some things in our book that's maybe some external notes, or maybe something like some little tips or something like that in a book, which they can always refer to and use as a supplement. Maybe not as a main resource or a main source, but certainly as a supplement. And that's something that can really help people. And this is not just for books, right? You can use textbooks, you can use maybe some notebooks, maybe some external digests or something like that. And all of this can be really good, right, for the person who you are passing this on to. And it can also be good for you because there's a very good chance someone will pass that on to you also. So all of this can be very, very good, and that's something that we have always been doing at my school and basically every other school that I know. So that's basically something that we do. But the problem is just one thing: there is always one issue of connecting a buyer, or a person who is wanting to borrow the books, to the lender. That's because I wouldn't know a lot of people who are younger than me in my school. There's a very small chance that I would know every single person who wants the book. So, and even if I would know people, what would happen is I would get like 100 phone calls every day. And even if I give the book away to someone, since other people won't have that information, they'll just keep on calling me. And that is like a very disturbing thing even for me because I have my own work to do. This is just something that I'm doing, like, because I have to. So that's kind of the reason why uh, we face a lot of difficulties in doing what we are doing. And so we had to kind of come up with a way to actually negate that, but we haven't. And that's where my idea comes in. So my idea basically tries to act as the middleman in this entire transaction that's taking place. And that's because there is no middleman and there is a need of fun. So all I do with my app is I connect a buyer to a seller or a lender to a borrower, whatever you want to say. And all I do is a borrower can just click on the like the name of a lender, and you can click like buy now the way you do it on Amazon, and you will get the contact information for the lender, and then the lender's name will disappear from the list, and so a single lender and a single borrower will be contacted together. Now, we don't handle like the book transaction physically. That's something that's done by the lender and borrower separately. And that's because I am not Amazon. I don't have some crazy storage facilities or delivery man or anything like that. I'm just a norm. I'm just a individual, and so that's why this is kind of what I do, what the app does, and it's pretty cool actually because I actually deployed this app in September of 2021. I'm sorry, 2022, and I actually kind of wanted to see how much it would grow organically, without any kind of advertising, without anything. I mean, I did like word of mouth stuff, like I posted it on like I told it, I told about it to my friends, and they kind of passed the message on, and I talked to a few school principals and stuff. But apart from that, I didn't actually do any marketing or anything. Like I didn't spend money on YouTube ads or like Google ads or anything like that, because there is no monetization policy for the app. I'm just doing this because I faced this issue, and now that I have moved out of like my school, to like high school and stuff, I won't be facing this issue as much so, but this is an issue that still exists, and I kind of wanted to solve that, like a little going away thing for my school. And so that's why I kind of came up with this idea and came up with this app. So now I'm going to walk you through exactly how this app works, because I feel like that's kind of what everyone is waiting for. So what I'm going to do is I'm kind of going to screen share my phone to the laptop screen. I just hope that this stuff works, because I tried this stuff out a couple of times before and it was kind of laggy. So I just hope it doesn't lag out. And the main thing that I kind of wanted to try out with this app really is that I wanted to see how, I mean, if there was even a need for this. And I did get an indication that there really was a need, because I actually got a few genuine transactions through my app. I'm actually not kidding, but I did get a few genuine transactions. Alright, so let me just now screen share my phone. Alright, just a second. Alright, so I'm gonna do that. There we go. Alright, so now I'm gonna sign in. uh, the thing is, I actually had created an account. I was actually doing another take of this video and I created this account, so I'm just going to directly sign in. So as you can see, after you sign in, you're greeted with the selection form. Now you have a bunch of things that you can do. You can either borrow the books, you can either pass on the books, or you can check out your booking history, which is going to be empty right now since we haven't taken any books yet. So first off, let's actually create a listing. Let's actually create, let's actually pass on the books. Let's be that person. So to do that, you simply click on give, and you're greeted with this form, and this is actually a very simple and quick form to fill. Now I'm not gonna show you this for just 1 second, because you will actually be able to see my phone number when I try to input the phone number, because there's gonna be that autofill stuff. So I'm just gonna enter that information. Alright, just a second. Alright, there we go. So as you can see, I have entered like my like a test phone number and a school name. So now you have to enter the standard of the books you wanna give to. So like basically, if you have fifth grade books, then you enter fifth. So let's say I have first grade books, and now I have a couple of school boards over here. As you can see, I have ICSE, IGCSE, IB, CBSE, and SSC. Now here's the deal. Most of these are Indian boards. They are internationally recognized, except IB, which is International Baccalaureate, and you have IGCSE. I'm pretty sure IGCSE is recognized internationally, but I'm not sure. But ICSE, CBSE, and SSC are Indian boards. So in case you wanna you are you are an international citizen, you aren't Indian, and you want to use this app, you have to be an IB or IGCSE. I'm trying to add features for like other boards, from other countries and stuff, but I don't really know what the schooling system is over there. So for me to do that, it's pretty difficult. So I am working on it, and we'll see how it goes. All right. So now, basically, what you have to do is you have to choose whether you have some textbook or notes available for a certain subject, as you can see over here. So I can just quickly select which books I have available. If I don't have available, then I just don't select it. And you can just go through this format. Like it doesn't even take me 2 minutes to go through this. And now you have two options. You can either just submit the form right now, or you can add another subject. So let's say you have some subject that isn't mentioned here, so you can click on add another subject, and you can enter the other subject name. So let's say I have taken Spanish, so then I can just click on submit, and it says thank you for creating a listing. So now I'm gonna sign in again, but this time I'm gonna sign in with a different account. The reason is I just want to show you that this works with multiple accounts. So now let's say I want to borrow a book. So I can click on borrow and go there. And as you can see, I get my name in the listing over here. So now I can click on borrow, and I can go through which subjects I have. So which subjects the person was giving the book has. So you have math available, physics available, and all of this. I'm currently working on a feature where you don't have to see all of these non-availables. You can only see the availables, and then in the other subjects you have Spanish. Perfect. Now let's say you went through this and you were like, all right, this looks good, I'm gonna confirm this. So you confirm it, and then you get this entire little thank you form. So this is basically the final part of this app. What you can do is you can simply copy the number to clipboard, so it's get saved. And now if I just go back, you will see that my name goes away from the borrow page. And now if I go back and go to my booking history, you can see that the last person I confirmed the borrow from, the person's phone number was this, and that's pretty neat. All right, so that's kind of it for the app. The app is pretty simple, as you can see. It's nothing too complex. I also have a help page, but I mean, why should I go through that right now? I basically walked you through the entire process. So that's kind of it. Now I know this, and so you can see that this is a very, very simplified process to an otherwise pretty daunting task. So that was really the entire idea. When I made this app, is that I kind of wanted to simplify it. I didn't want to make an app that kind of took a 2 minute process that a person would take and actually convert it into a 10-minute process. No, that would be dumb, because no one would take the pains to do something like that, except maybe the parents of my friends and stuff. So that's kind of it for the app. Now let me walk you through some technical details. I mean, because this is a technical channel, and I didn't just want to leave you with this. So now let me walk you through some technical details about the frameworks I used, how I actually went around building this. So one of the first things that I kind of wanted to talk to you about is that when you are building anything like this, you always need to do your planning. And let me actually walk you through exactly how I planned this entire thing out, because I feel like I actually did not plan anything that I used to build before this, but when I built this out, I mean, I realized the importance of planning. So I actually built out a complete Google Doc on this. So Google Docs Google Docs book buddy. Okay, well, I'm just gonna search for Google Docs. Alright, so we can just go to Docs. So I have actually a very comprehensive looking Google Doc. So let me actually walk you through that Google Doc really quickly. So as you can see, this is the Google Doc right here. It's Book Buddy, and this is basically the plan for the entire app. In this, I've kind of went around right from the beginning of which framework I should use, and all of that stuff. So this is like a comprehensive plan for the entire app, and this really helped me out. Before I even got started with a single line of code, I made sure that I had everything over here done. So that's kind of pretty cool, right? All right, so now let me walk you through the plan, and so you can kind of understand what is up with this entire app. So as you can see, I've basically went through this entire thing, like what I would want and stuff like that. And after I finish it, I just kind of mark it as done. Probably should change the color of this to sound like green or something, but doesn't look that. Looks way too vibrant. All right, so that's kind of the plan that I have. So I say sign in page, stuff like that. So next, I was talking about which stack I should use. And here, as you can see, I chose Flutter, as you can see. And yeah, that's kind of what I did use. I will walk you through why and stuff. So here, as you can see, I listed out the pros and cons for the framework and stuff like that. So now let me tell you the actual stack. So the stack is Flutter plus Firebase plus Python. uh, that's the stack that I used. There is like most of it's just Flutter. I have used a little bit of Python, but I won't walk you through exactly where I've used the Python code and stuff like that, because basically Python code was mainly like backend and more like like company tooling. What I would use for my either visualizations and stuff. It's not stuff that you would be seeing on the front end. So yeah, that's kind of the entire framework that I was using is Flutter, Firebase, Python, FFP if you would say. So that's the framework that I used, and I was actually pretty wary when I had to start out with Flutter because I had never used it before. This was literally the first project that I was building out with Flutter, so it was certainly a pretty crazy thing. And when I actually started out, I did not really like Flutter that much. I now do like it, but when I did start out, I was pretty bad at it. I didn't really like it, and the fact that I had to build out such a big app with it was certainly kind of daunting. But I mean, it did work out in the end, as you can see. And that's kind of what I wanted to walk you through, is that building an app is a pretty daunting task. I mean, I know it sounds a little scary, and believe me, it is kind of scary. Because when I actually started out, it was very hard because I was facing several issues and stuff that I had no idea how to solve and stuff. So it took me a quite a bit long time, but yeah, it did work out. So next, as you can see, I've built out a UML diagram for the app. Now I actually barely followed this UML diagram, but I did build it out. I mean, I used it as a reference roughly, and it did help me kind of structure the app a little bit before I started building. Otherwise, I would have wasted a little bit of time, but it did work out. So that's pretty neat. So next I built up this app logo, which is pretty neat, as you can see. I actually built this myself. I made this app logo myself, which is kind of crazy. So next I have some important last minute things and some changes that I would want to make. Basically all of this was user feedback. So I did do a little bit of testing. No, I didn't do like actual beta testing and stuff through Play Store. No, 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 no. All I did was I just took the APK and I distributed it to some people, tried to get some feedback, tried to actually make it. And then all of this is like stuff that I would want to display. So I have help page text, I have app descriptions, stuff like that. So as you can see, I have everything listed in this one master plan. And this is not even complete, right? Because I also have Figma diagrams, I have all of that stuff that I'm not even showing you right now because that's going to spoil a lot of updates that I've planned. Believe me, there are like some crazy updates that are coming to this app. I'm basically changing up the entire app UI and a lot of functionality. It's still going to do the same task, it's just that it's going to look a lot more professional, a lot better. So that's kind of what I have been wanting to make, and I have been working on it. It is taking a little bit of time since the app code right now it's not very clean. It's not very clean mainly because of the fact that when I built this, I was a noob at Flutter. I mean I still am. All I have done is I just kind of sticked this app together with duct tape, but I mean I still do have an app. So yeah, That's kind of the reason as to why I haven't been able to push updates very quickly, is that the app code is pretty bad. Plus, I've taken some huge breaks out of the app to focus on other things that I really had to focus on, and so I couldn't exactly push a lot of updates like really quickly. Other than that, really, I mean, the code isn't very good, and I have been working on trying to improve it. But the app code is already pretty long. I mean, for me at least, I mean, it is a little bit over 3,000 lines of code. And I know for a few people that's literally nothing, but for a person who is using a certain language for the first time, using a specific framework for the first time, building out the first app, this does get a pretty crazy. This does get a little crazy, because I mean, I'm working with 15 or 20 files and like multiple directories and like many packages, so it does get kind of daunting. But everything is okay, because I have something to show, and I actually know that I've made a little bit of a difference to the community, and that's just awesome. All right, so let's actually leave all of this aside, and I'm just gonna give you some basic stats, which is the fact that my app has like 297 downloads right now, uh, and I hope they keep on increasing. Most of the downloads, I want many more, like genuine transactions. I have a few, but I want many more. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I mean, I didn't really teach you anything in this video, but I kind of wanted to share this with you, because I mean, if you have an app idea, believe me, if it's good, start working on it. You're gonna run into issues. I'm not gonna show. I'm not gonna tell you that you won't. But if you are determined enough, if you give it enough time, believe me, you will have something to show that you will be very proud of. I mean, right now, it took me like 3 weeks to solve some of the bugs that I was having in this app, and believe me, I was losing my mind, and I just thought of giving up this entire project back then. But I did give it up, and right now I'm so grateful